Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm proud to give you all a walk around and tour of the 2024 Ford F-150 King Ranch. The King Ranch gives a more of a southern look, as you can see here with the two-tone paint. You also do get the Pro Power onboard. You also do get a lot of nice features on the interior, as well as King Ranch specific interior bits, as you guys will see. With that being said, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Ford here in McKinney, Texas for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up and check her out. This vehicle does have remote start, so as long as the vehicle is locked, double click on the remote start function and the vehicle will power on. As you can tell, this vehicle does have the 3.5 liter twin turbo power boost motor. We'll go more into detail with that once we go under the hood. But of course, since the vehicle is currently running, let's go ahead and take a look at those daytime LED running lights right there. And you do have upgraded LED headlamps as well as fog lamps. As you can see, the King Ranch does give you a very nice and unique grille. And as you can see, this is how you can tell this is different from a Platinum model, which is the next step up from the King Ranch. Normally, the Platinum would give you a chrome grille, whereas this is going to give you that brown, kind of a brown or more like a Java colored grille, signifying that this is indeed the King Ranch model. You also do have cover hooks at the bottom, as well as front parking sensors. And as you're done with the remote start function, just push the remote start function to turn it right back off. As you can see, we are taking a look at a set of Pirelli Scorpion ATR tires on 20-inch wheels. These measure 275, 60R20s all the way around. You have your F-150 King Ranch script right here, as well as the King Ranch logo. You do also have your Ford keypad right here, which has been a Ford staple for a very long time. With all Ford vehicles, such as this one, it does come with a smart key access system, which allows you to get inside and outside the vehicle quite easily. And in order to do that, just make sure you have the key fob in your pocket, come up to the door handle. There's a sensor right here. Just put your hand in, the vehicle will unlock, the running boards will come down, and the mirrors will fold out. And to lock the vehicle, just simply tap this button here. The vehicle will lock itself, the running boards will retract back in, and the mirrors will fold in as well. The exterior color of this particular vehicle is finished off in Star White Metallic Tricoat with the Java leather interior with Mesa brown accenting. Coming to the door panel of this King Ranch, as you can see, you do have some hard touch plastic material up here. However, you do get this soft touch material down here, which is very nice. You have this brown stitching and piping here along the side, which looks really, really cool. You have your King Ranch script right here, which adds a nice touch. You have an aluminum door handle. You're going to have your 3-person memory seating, as well as your unlock and lock switches. You're going to have controls for the adjustments of your mirrors, which mirror you're going to adjust. This is, of course, to open and close those mirrors. This is your child safety lock right here, and then your power windows. You also have a lot of storage right down here. You have some more storage here, and then 2 separate areas where you can store some cups. And of course, your Bang & Olufsen subwoofer. You also have a nice King Ranch kick plate down here, which looks really cool. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to move the seat up just a little bit so I can show you guys a little bit more in detail here. To start the vehicle, just simply have the key fob on you, whether it's in your pocket or inside of the vehicle itself. Put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. Quick apology for me starting up the car again. I just remember that this has the full hybrid and not the V8 under the hood. But anyways, with that being said, this vehicle does come with a fully leather wrapped rack and pinion power wheel, which is very nice. You have some of that brown stitching that comes all the way down and throughout the steering wheel. You have a King Ram script right here, which looks really cool. You do have controls on the left as well as on the right sides. Left is going to house controls for cruise controls, as well as adaptive cruise control and all your safety features there, as well as controls for your audio, as well as Bluetooth. Come over here, you're gonna have controls for the menu screen up there, a phone button, as well as a fast forward and go back button for your multimedia sources, audio, and all that stuff. Now, coming up here, as you can see, we're gonna be taking a look at 2 main gauges, followed by 4 smaller gauges on top. To the left is going to be your tachometer, to the right is going to be your speedometer, and then those 4 smaller gauges include your coolant temperature, oil temperature, your PSI, or in this case your turbo boost, and then your range to empty, as you can see there. Coming down below that, you're going to have your gear selector, you're going to have your indicator saying that the vehicle is ready to drive, you're going to also have your current odometer reading as well as your compass, as well as a speed limit sign right there. With that said, using the menu button, we're going to be able to go through a couple of different menus on the screen here. Starting with My View. That's going to give you information such as your driver's assistance, a calm view, trip information for trip 1, as well as your average fuel economy, a tire pressure monitoring system, off-road status, and to configure the My View again. So, go back to menu, trip and fuel information for trip 1, trip 2, fuel economy, this trip, as well as the EV coach. You do have the heads-up display, which as you can see is right up there. It displays the current speed, exterior temperature, as well as the current time. Gauges, such as measurements, off-road, towing, status house information, navigation, phone, audio, vehicle maintenance, and settings. You can configure your gauges, such as changing your speedometer to kilometers an hour, a neutral tow, which includes your brake coach, and then we're back to that My View screen. Coming over here, we're going to be taking a look at a 12-inch productivity display, which is standard across the board on almost every F-150 model. Starting off here, as you can see, we are taking a look at the Sync 4 system, which of course includes Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, as we'll discuss throughout this section of the video. Starting things off of here, though, of course, you're going to have some very nice buttons. This is going to be for your plug-in stuff there, camera button, parking sensors, hazard lights, traction control on or off, as well as hill descent control. As you can see, we're taking a look at your settings currently. So you're going to have phone list, sync navigation, sound, vehicle, clock, personal profiles, general, display, seats, connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, 911 Assist, and valet mode. You also have a little corner here where you can see the navigation screen to the right. As you can see, you also have some menus down here. We're currently in the settings menu. Let's go to audio. Sorry about that, guys. It's kind of blasted the music in here way too loud. But as you can see, audio is going to give you your sources, what's currently playing, whether you have an AM, FM, or Sirius XM radio. As you can see there, you have your preset stations right down there. Coming over to phone, of course you can add a phone or you connect a phone to the vehicle that's already been set up in. Coming over here to the map, as you can see, it's a pretty nice and well detailed map. It looks really good. To pinch the pinch to zoom, and the quality of the map looks really impressive, and it does do a very nice job. You also have some icons down here, such as your menu, and it's going to bring up things such as map orientation, voice, traffic on map, avoid on route, show on map, weather forecast, as well as more settings. Search, you can search the destination, and that's going to require activation, of course. History, as well as favorites. Coming to favorites, you can select a tile, as it says here. Select a tile to save as your favorite, and it includes things that we kind of went over: phone list, recent calls, messaging, email, audio sources, towing, Pro Power onboard, zone lighting, sound settings, driver assistance, vehicle settings, running boards, Wi-Fi, vehicle hotspot, and power tailgate. And as you guys saw, as I pushed the phone list was actually added to down here as a selected favorite. So with that said, let's go over here to apps. Apps is going to give you your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, find mobile apps, as well as mobile apps help. Settings is what we were just on a minute ago. And then features. You're going to have driver assistance. So let's say you go to that. It's going to give you a rundown of all your all your driver assistance features in the vehicle, such as adaptive cruise control, auto hold, speed limit assist, lane keeping system, pre-collision assist, exit warning, a rear view camera delay, blind spot information system, trailer side view, park gate sensors, cross traffic alert, reverse brake assist, driver alert, and that's it there. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a phone call. But continuing on here, we have running boards. You can set the settings on the running boards. Your Pro Power onboard, your zone lighting, towing, owner's manual. You can access your owner's manual from inside the vehicle, as well as to record feedback, which allows you to view anything that you might have said or any recordings that may have been said whilst in the vehicle. So that's pretty nice to see. And of course, over here is going to show your source, what's playing on the radio, and all that stuff. So with that being said, that's a pretty comprehensive look of the infotainment screen in the Ford F-150 King Ranch. Coming down here, as you can see, you do have your volume knob and tuning knob. All your audio controls are going to be right in here. Coming down below that, you're going to have your dual zone climate control, max airflow, rear airflow, fan positioning, auto air conditioning, recycling, AC, max AC there, heated steering wheel, your ventilated and heated front and front passenger seating. Fan speed is right here. You're going to have an area where you can put your phone to wirelessly charge. You have a USB-C as well as a regular USB port. Coming down here, you do have a 10-speed automatic transmission. And when you put it into reverse, it does show you a backup camera with guidance lines that adjusts as you turn the wheel. You also have a 360-degree view camera standard on the King Ranch. You have 5 other available cameras. You're going to have that wide angle, that widescreen view, as you can see there. Split screen view, towing. That, of course, is going to be for the trailer, and then another trailer camera there. So we're going to go back to that standard setup there. And then you do have your parking sensors as well as parking aids as well, which is pretty cool. With that being said, another cool thing about this shifter is that if you push this button here, it will electronically fold its way down, giving you some very cool clearance, which I do like. And if you want to make it come back up, just push it again, and it will retract right back up to its desired position. You're going to have 2 cup holders here, which are nice. You're going to have more of that King Ranch lettering right here. This is the logo, and it says established 1853. As you can see here, as we take a look at what's inside of the glove compartment, you have a very cavernous amount of room. As you can see, this is still a new truck. As you can tell, there's plastic in there, but also you do have a little storage, a little smaller storage area on top of that. Overall, really nice. And overall, I have to say this interior of the King Ranch is just beautiful. It's amazing. It looks really nice, and it's quite impressive. But moving on, of course, you do have your trailer brake controller, your different 4-wheel drive modes. You're going to have your drive mode controller right down here. So coming back up here, as you can see, when we go into the drive mode system, you're going to have things such as normal for balanced everyday driving, slippery for wet, icy, snowy roads, off-road for rough, uneven, mixed terrain. Rock crawl for low-speed rocks and boulders. You have towing, or excuse me, tow haul for trailer and heavy payload. Eco for efficient driving. And sport for spirited on-road driving. All right. Moving along here, as you can see, you do have a 120 volt outlet there, 120 volt plug-in there. And overall, I have to say, once again, this King Ranch is nice. It looks really good, and it is pretty impressive. Coming up here, you do have your sun visor here with a mirror with LED lighting in it. You're going to have controls for your headlights, not headlights. You're going to have controls for your overhead lights, as well as controls for the panoramic sunroof. You have a sunglasses holder right here, which is nice. And then can we talk about how comfortable and nice these seats are? I really like the look of them. They do feel nice in your hand. This being a King Ranch, you are getting a very luxurious pickup truck. And this isn't the only luxurious pickup truck that Ford offers for the F-150. That, of course, goes to the King Ranch's, excuse me, the Platinum, which is a step above this one. But I really do think that this one here just feels really, really nice and quite impressive as well. Now, with that being said, coming over here to the far left, you're going to have controls for your mirrors. This is going to be for the towing. This is going to be for the rear quarter window in the back. Fuel tank. We'll go ahead and open that now. Controls for your headlights, fog lights, gauge dimmer switches, and then your electronic parking brake is right here, which is now engaged. And then down there is going to be for your hood latch, followed by your pedal adjuster right here. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and let's check out the rest of this vehicle. Checking out the back seat of the F-150 King Ranch. As you can see, you have a lot of room back here. It's very nice, and as you can see, the materials do carry throughout, which is nice, soft, and honestly just really amazing. As you can see, you have that King Ranch script right up there again, which looks really, really good. As you can see, as you come into the back of the vehicle, you do have 2 seat pockets, one on both sides, as you can see there. You do also have your rear vents, rear heated seats. You're going to have a USB-C port in here, and then a traditional 120 watt outlet there. You're gonna have 2 cup holders here, and you're gonna have 2 extra cup holders right in there with a powered armrest. Pretty nice. And then all-weather floor mats. This one here does have your Easy Fuel capless fuel filler, which makes it easy to fill up at the gas station, as well as an illustration of how to do it using a traditional gas tank. This, of course, does have the FX4 off-road package. The F-150 King Ranch does have LED taillights. You also do have your Ford and F-150 badging right there, which looks very sleek. You have your King Ranch logo right there. You do have a towing package, which for the Power Boost engine, it can tow upwards of 12,700 pounds. And although I could try to open up the tailgate, it is probably going to hit this pole right here, so I'm not going to do it. But you do have a split open setup here, which kind of looks unique. And of course, they're trying to compete with the rest of the competition. But as we take a look back here, you do have a spray and bed liner. You do have your LED cab lighting on both sides. You also have your Pro Power onboard over there, which of course can power your tools. So overall, pretty nice as far when it comes on to the bed. Under the hood of the 2024 F-150 King Ranch, We're taking a look at a 3.5 liter twin-charged power boost V6. Made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it's 4-wheel drive. It produces 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is also pretty good, coming in at around 22 city, 24 highway. Alright guys, the last thing we're going to do, as we always do, is take a look at the window sticker. Alright everyone, so here's the window sticker. It is going to be a 2024 F-150 4x4 Super Crew with a 3.5 liter power boost V6. It's going to be controlled by that hybrid electronic 10-speed automatic transmission, finished off in Star White Metallic Tricoat with a Java interior with the Mesa leather inserts. Of course, this vehicle does have a lot of safety features in this vehicle, such as lane keeping, your blind spot information system with reverse cross traffic alert. You have that 360 camera that I showed you guys, as well as a lot of other things. And then coming right down here is going to be your options list. So this vehicle does have the 601A equipment group, which is the King Ranch series. And then followed by that, you're going to have the Star White Metallic Tricoat color for $995, the 3.5 liter power boost full hybrid engine for $1,900, as well as the FX4 off-road package, which includes your skid plates, 4-liner, as well as the suspension, I would assume. That's for $1,095. With that being said, total base price for this vehicle without options is $73,845. With options is $3,990, and with a destination delivery of $1,995. The total MSRP for this truck before any discounts is $79,830. And as you can see there, you do get $1,900 off for the Power Boost Hybrid discount, which brings it down to $77,930. However, you do have some more options here that were applied, which adds about $3,200. And the total price for this truck comes in at $81,114. Like I mentioned, you'll be getting 22 city, 24 highway, and 22 combined. And this vehicle overall gets a 5 out of 5 rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Overall, everyone, the F-150 King Ranch is for someone who wants to have a very nice pickup truck, but without spending a lot more money on, let's say, a limited or a platinum. The platinum would be the top of the line trim before we start talking about anything like a Ford Raptor. But this King Ranch, man, is just beautiful. I love the look. I love the design, the exterior, the interior with the Java seating. You do have the King Ranch logo here, as well as the name of it, which just adds a bit of detail to it. It looks really amazing in here, and I have to give a lot of credit where credit is due to Ford for continuing the King Ranch tradition, basically for, I think, the last 20 years. It's very, very impressive. And so overall, I have to say huge kudos to Ford for making this trim level still relevant. It still looks really good. And if I had the money to buy an F-150, like an expensive F-150, this would probably be my short list, because the Platinum is a little much, but it does look nice. The Limited is a little too chrome for my taste, but I think this just looks very good. It has that southern look, that southern charm, and I think that's what makes this truck stand out. So with that said, guys, that's going to do it here for this walk around and tour of this 2024 Ford F-150 King Ranch, finished off in Star White Metallic Tricoat with a Java leather interior with Mesa accenting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.